So this is the worktop I bought. It's solid oak stave worktop, 28mm. So not too thick, didn't have to go crazy. I mean, it's a van, it's not a kitchen forever. Obviously this is a bit big, so I'm gonna have to cut it down. Which gives me a bit of an idea. Is this the right height? Gonna have a hole cut out. The thing will fold up. We'll have a spice rack here, and the cooker's here, sink here, and then a preparation area over here, which will have a bench. So pretty good. It's massive, and I'll be able to use, if I want, a whole section as a chopping board or something, which kind of fits the van. I don't know, we'll use it for something. But as you can see, if we decide to screw underneath into the worktop, suddenly this shape is really strong. And the same if we put on a side panel of plywood between this and a seat which is going here. Oh, it gets so strong so fast. So yeah, I just need to work out with this, like how much overlap do I want? But again, I'm not gonna just guess. I'm gonna build the stuff. This cross section in the middle is probably gonna have to come out, I just remembered, because the sink unit goes there. But again, I can leave it in for now just because it gives me some bit of structure. And then because I've just screwed everything, I can just take out 4 screws and that whole piece is like it never existed. I do prefer to use screws when I can rather than glue everything, which is often the standard for caravans and van conversions, because A, it's really fast. No glue dries as fast as a screw, and if you do it a bit wrong, you can just and then redo it, and it's super strong. So I am a fan of screws more than I am a glue. So now I'm working out where to cut my worktop, and again, this is pretty square, but I'm still just going to measure off it. I'm going to cut this one first, and then when that one's done, I'm going to work out my distance, do the cut along the back, and then cut the hole for the cooker. And I'm going to put like a little waste thing for food waste. Not quite sure how or where, but that's the plan. It's always a bit scary because it's one big, quite expensive piece of wood, and I've got to get it right first time. I can't have any like just little screw ups. To cut it, I'm going to use a circular saw, beefier. You can't use a jigsaw on this, or you can, but there's a good chance that it will wave and wiggle in between. You're not going to get a really nice cut. So big circular saw, set it up, put a guide on it, job done. So this is what I've done. This is my guide. Got a couple clamps. These clamps are really useful for general building, and they're quite cheap. A couple of plastic metal things. And this is my brand new jigsaw. I've checked, I've double checked, I've triple checked, and now it's time to do the cut. It's pretty scary. Nice. Now it's lighter, which is easier, but now I need to work out how much I want to cut off the back. I don't want it to overhang this much, and actually, just for the sake of saving, I don't know, just the aesthetic sake, I'd quite like it to be no more than just like a millimetre or two over the edge of this. I'm going to give it a bit of thought. Always better to think a few times first. Okay, so now the kitchen top is cut to size. Really happy with that. Didn't screw it up once. Can't screw it up once. Tiny overhang, just to give it slight definition. I've cut a bit around here. I just arced the jigsaw a bit messy just to make space for where the pipe is. But other than that, that looks great. Now I just need to work out where I'm going to put the kitchen unit and draw that out. Really important. Again, you don't muck it up. This is the kitchen unit I'm putting in. I got it from Leisure Shop Direct. They're pretty bloody good, that site. They got a really good range. And it's basically it's the same as I had before, and I got it from the same place. But it's basically got 2 hobs, a sink, and a glass top, which if you do destroy the glass top, it's a bit of a pain to replace. But essentially this is going to go here, and I can kind of work out my markings, but again I'm just going to give it a little bit of thought, the placement, because maybe it's better a bit further over. Do we want something on this side, or should we keep it tight here and have lots of space over here? You'll find out after the break. So we're just going to cut now. Got a jigsaw with a wood blade, and I've already put my little pilot holes in. Put it quite close to the line. It's quite a slow process because it's thick, really hard wood. So yeah, here goes. Bit of a moment of truth. I've always erred towards the side of being a bit too small and big, but that is actually perfect. Look at that. Yeah, there's some rubbing edging which goes around the edge, and a bunch of fixings so you can screw it into the tabletop. So kitchen worktops like this, they can be quite hard to find in small amounts, or they're very expensive custom size jobs. The best way is to try and find something which is 2 meters long. They usually come 2, 3, 4 meters. This was a 2 meter piece, obviously still a lot more than I need. But I managed to find it on eBay. It seemed to have the best actual choice of worktops, which were, you know, in small quantities or small sizes. See how that fits. Oh, yeah. I hope you enjoyed that video. We work really hard to make these videos, and we really appreciate that you helped us by supporting the content that we make. Don't forget that in the description there are a bunch of links for all the parts which we mentioned in this video, and check them out, and it will just make your life a little bit easier when you're searching for things to use for your van. Best of luck for the rest of your conversion. I can't wait to see you guys on the road.